slightly late, but it's not a big deal.
Oh. We did that betting thing last time, right?
Nintendo saved it at the last second. Like, I thought it was, like, this E3 was like a C minus until Nintendo. And then it went up to like a B, right? But, because, I mean, if you think about it, like, what was at Sony's conference?
There's nothing at Sony's conference.
But what was it? It was God of War,
Yeah.
Days Gone, Spider-Man, and that Detroit game.
Yeah.
What was there last year? God of War, Spider-Man, Days Gone, Detroit.
Well, like,
It's actually the same games.
that's what I'm saying, though. Sony and, well, Nintendo, like, knocked it out of the park, kind of, but, Sony and kind of Microsoft didn't have much.
Yeah, I didn't.
But everything that was worth showing at theirs was shown off at the like
Ubisoft,
and PC and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
the stuff that you don't expect to see new things.
I think that we just need to get some games out faster or something, man. I don't know. Like, life's short, right? Like, I figured it out. Like, if you live to be 75 and you wait 10 years for a game, that's 13% of your life. It's a long time. Like, not everybody's gonna make it that long. Like, I think, like, the years go by, right? And you get all these games announced at E3, right? And then the next year, the games aren't out yet, and you're just reliving basically a deja vu flashback of the last conference.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are gonna die, right? Like, between those 2 points in time.
That's a good point. But
I know, sometimes I worry that I'm gonna die, and there's no...
You can't avoid the,
God.
You can't avoid the amount of time it takes to make games. So what they should do is...
At least stop announcing it, like, 3 years
3
before
years,
you're even ready to start. Like, for example, the remake of Final Fantasy VII was announced in 2015.
Yeah.
And this year, someone from Square Enix was saying they're polishing up the bombing mission. Okay? That's the first thing you do in that game. It's like 3% of the game. Maybe. Okay?
Right.
It's a big game. You think about the whole of that game, right? And you can't do that for 3 years. Right? So what's going on? You know?
But, like, there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's not really... You can't avoid it either way.
Like, when was Kingdom...
Leaks are gonna happen, too.
When was Kingdom Hearts 3 announced? Like, a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not, like... You know that point where you can tell a game is not ready to come out soon? Like, you're watching the trailers and demos and stuff, and you can tell that it just looks like a game that's not coming out for 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, every time they show Kingdom Hearts 3, it just looks like that. It's like, oh, man, it's not coming out for a long time. Oh, man, this is not coming out for a long time when you see the next trailer.
Right. I don't know. I just don't take it that seriously. I could wait for a game for 8 years. I don't care. I mean, as long as other things come out. I mean, I wouldn't... If I was, like, say, a hardcore, super-duper supreme Metroid fan that only plays Metroid games, then I'd be pretty pissed off. Especially if I was dying of cancer. And I was gonna die before Prime 4 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
like,
a mess, but...
I mean, there's a high chance you will die. Right? Like, it's possible, like, you ever think about, like, just how many people just die randomly from stuff? And that could be you, and you'd be like, shit out of luck.
I think video games would be the least of my problems in that case.
You wouldn't have any problems, you'd be dead. You'd just be like, randomly die. Whoop.
Yeah, but the minutes before you fade out, you'd be like...
Thinking about Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
I'd just be thinking, oh shit, fuck this. This is stupid.
I'm dead.
This shit is bugged.
I'm dead.
The lag.
Yeah.
Lag. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, imagine how great it would be if Metroid Prime 4 came out a month after it was announced.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
I think I wonder what would be the best, because publishers are afraid of leaks too.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. I think they want to get things out before shit gets leaked, and they're not the ones to get the credit for the announcement.
Yeah. I know. How do you keep stuff from not leaking? I can't believe they kept Metroid Prime 4 from leaking.
I wonder what would
How'd
be.
they do it?
I wonder what would be the most profitable time to unveil something.
I think Resident Evil 7 did it best. They announced it, and it was July, August, September, October, November, December, January. That's 5. That's like 6 or 7 months, right?
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it came out in January, and it was announced in June, and it came and it was like at max. You have to make it so that the game is at retail the second its hype is highest, right? Like, take something like since we're already talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. The Kingdom Hearts 3 hype train has been like over like 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? And the chance of you hitting it when it's like this at retail gets harder and harder to figure out the longer you take.
Yeah.
Because people are just off the boat with it. They're just like, they don't give a shit anymore after you hit a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. You wanna, like, have the game announced and then retail, right? Like, so that you hit it right at the top and that's it and it's gone.
Right.
But no one seems to be able to do that.
Sometimes
They did it with Fallout 4.
oh
Remember
yeah.
that? They announced it and it was like, it's available like in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh my god, yeah. And they didn't delay it. That was pretty good.
And sometimes a new IP will just come out of nowhere, and it'll be a hit anyway.
Yeah.
It's weird. You can't figure this stuff out.
Microsoft, like, what was the first one? Not Microsoft, EA.
Yeah, EA.
Well, you got that Battlefront game. And a whole bunch of other cringy nonsense. I think, in a strange way, EA is one of the few companies there who are maintaining, like, the core values for E3. Like, they're a core E3 presentation because they still have the cringe and the stupidity. They're like a classic E3.
I guess
like, it's
so.
funny. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like watching Sony. Sony has had like a quantum leap in quality since like 2015.
Uh-huh.
The last few Sony E3 presentations, they're approaching it from the point of view that they're putting on a movie.
Yeah.
They just start the movie, and it's
Uh-huh.
just trailer after trailer and pyrotechnics and music and no talking.
Mhm.
It's like you're sitting down and you're watching a 2-hour-long film at Sony. And that's the new standard that they set back like last year. They set that, and they kept doing it this year.
Yeah.
And Nintendo has been doing their own thing for a while. They completely gave up trying to do the cringy, stupid sales numbers nonsense on their
Yeah.
conferences, and they just do short, pre-recorded presentations, and then the treehouse. EA is
The
one.
treehouse is a good idea.
EA is really just keeping the core E3
Yeah.
mythos alive. Like
Yeah.
the standard, like
They're remembering what made it good.
they're
in the first
remembering
place.
what made E3 memorable.
Mhm.
The garbage conferences that just suck and tons
And
of bad shit.
And the horrible scripted
The mistakes.
multiplayer gameplay.
And the really ridiculous looking guy from the head office who comes down and he just like reads off words like experience
Yeah.
and immersion and
Uh-huh.
a new generation of experiences that we can believe in together today.
And making mountains out of molehills, like with Battlefront, where they're like, the fans spoke and we listened. Battlefront 2 will have things in it.
Battlefront 2 will have a mode that was standard 10 years ago. Please be excited. It's like, I think people are going to catch on to that idea that games are coming out with nothing in them so that they can beta test them, and then when the sequel comes out, that's the real game.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder about that. Like, you can't everyone's figuring out now that you can't release a game with no story and no nothing and try to sell a multiplayer game for $60. Like, it's starting to not work that good.
Well, they haven't tried it that much until recently.
Cliff Blazinski was at the PC show, and he actually brought that up.
Yeah.
They said, we're not doing that shit. We're charged $60 for a multiplayer game. We're not doing a beta, then the game comes out 2 weeks later, and it's too late to fix anything.
Yeah.
So he said this game's $30 and it's multiplayer only. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. They brought that up. So everyone's doing that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that was EA. And then what was after that? Microsoft?
I caught the early ones. I think Microsoft was the one after that.
Xbox One X. Go back through the videos and see where I said that. I'm
Okay.
like 90% sure I said Xbox One X as a joke.
Yeah,
I don't have the patience to go back and look,
it could be.
but I think I did, because remember when I said then the abbreviation would be Xbox?
Yeah.
Remember that?
No, I don't remember that, but
I thought that
if you're
was
so insistent, then probably.
well, I thought that was stupid, and I was like Xbox One X, XBOX,
Yeah.
and they did it.
Well,
Can't believe it's called Xbox One X. They should have called it the new Xbox. No, it should have been, the actual name of the console should have been the new Xbox Experience.
yes. Yes.
And Experience is XPERIENCE. The new Xbox Experience.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's the wait, the new Xbox Jumbo.
What? The Jumbo?
Yeah.
It's actually small. The Xbox One X is actually comparatively small.
Hmm.
That's what's so amazing about it. Even though still they can't actually get a 4K game on it. The games that were just running in 4K.
Uh-huh.
They weren't actually being rendered in 4K. Why bother? Like, why?
They're
like something like,
pushing it too hard.
Don't 10% of consumers have 4K televisions?
Yeah.
Is it that big of a deal?
Well, like I said,
Can't we just wouldn't it be great?
well, like I said, as long as there's something that as long as there's a new resolution, a new milestone that most people don't have access to,
We didn't
it
hit
seems
the
novel.
We didn't hit the old one yet.
Yeah, I know.
You realize that most
1080p and 60 frames
consoles,
is
like
rare
with
now.
consoles, hitting 1080p and 60 frames is like, that's like the 3-minute mile for a console.
Yeah.
Like, they still can't do that. It's 2017. I can't believe it. Like, how come we can't get the Xbox One X? How come they didn't just say it'll play the Xbox One games in 60 frames? Right? And you download a patch that unlocks the frame rate.
Yeah.
And
Well-
for that matter, I don't understand why every console game doesn't have an option to choose between high frame rate, shitty graphics, and good graphics, low frame rate. How come you
Yeah.
can't do that?
Everything should do that. Every PC game did that. Should be easier to do it on consoles.
I know. God. Why can't you do that?
There should also be an option where if you just want checkerboard environments and like
Tons of motion blur to hide it, and
and PlayStation models, then you should be able to do that.
yeah. I do think that
Running at 200 frames.
somebody's going to develop like a graphical like API that will actually intelligently handle through just a simple settings, like in the settings, just a simple click that will revert the game back to like running on something from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think that could happen in the future because it gets difficult to do, but I think like imagine if you could like play The Witcher 2 on like a machine from like 1999 and it just goes wow, and it makes like Geralt is like tofu from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Square block. It just like it remeshes. It takes the mesh and removes like a whole bunch of tries. Like it intelligently remeshes it with less tries. Someone's going to be able to do
with
that.
any game.
Someone's going to come up with that. Right? That'd be so great.
It's a feature of the hardware, not of the game. So that'd be hard to pull off. It's like the Xbox One X2 Neo is going to have a retro mode for some reason. That'll blow them away.
And it runs at 30 frames.
It runs at 60
Wow.
frames per second. 30 frames per second. At 4K 1080p. And it's going to have Beyond Good and Evil 2, Beyond Good and Evil 1.
Remember when like they were talking about like Assassin's Creed Origins will run on Xbox One X at 30 frames? We're aiming at 30 frames, and it's this game that just looks bad.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Oh
How come
my
you
God.
can't set your sights at 60, at least? Oh my god, it's just a nightmare. Ubisoft, best thing there was the Nintendo game.
Oh yeah.
That game that everybody knew about. That leaked like over a year ago.
But the best thing though, the best thing was the PowerPoint presentation that got leaked with its bad English. Did you see that?
What was that?
The first sight of it before E3
What
was
conference was it for?
well, it wasn't. It
Oh.
was just like a private press conference.
Okay.
You know, closed doors
Yeah.
and all that. But it had terrible English because it's being developed in France and
Yeah.
they didn't have a native English speaker.
Yeah.
So they had like messed up. I can't think of any examples, but it was terrible English. It was fun.
Yeah, the entirety of the Sony...
It just made it more. It made it more unbelievable and eerie. Because that's what that game is. It's very strange.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 was at the Ubisoft conference, and I'm not really sure why everyone is so excited, because it just looked like they spent a lot of money, like a lot, on a CGI trailer, and it has nothing really to do with the game, because now the developers are talking about like a strange sandbox open world space game with procedural shit,
Yeah.
and it just looks nothing like that trailer. That trailer looks like some kind of Pixar movie. I think people like that, and I don't think they're gonna really get that from the game. I got that strange feeling that something's gonna be wrong. It feels like they just spent too much money on that trailer. And
Maybe they thought if they went hard and strong enough with it, that my feeling when I watched that trailer was I liked what I was seeing so much. I thought it was very detailed and everything.
Yeah, but
And,
it's just a CGI trailer.
That it gave me a positive experience regardless of what the game actually was going to be.
I think that should worry people.
It's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Uh,
I don't know if it's worth as much money as they obviously put into
it
it.
would have been a lot better if they had a gameplay video.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then like I already was talking about Sony, and Nintendo, of course, was just Metroid Land. I can't believe I never expected the night before that Metroid as a series would finally like leave the island of misfit Nintendo franchises. Like finally just get wished on its way and just leave on a raft from the island of misfits, and finally just come back. Like, I mean, they're leaving behind like F-Zero, like Captain Falcon's still back there.
Yeah.
Like, show them your moves, Samus. And he's just like, yes, sir.
He's got a gray beard. You can imagine he's got this big curly gray beard.
I've been here since 2004.
Well, he's not old. He's just like he's got a can of Guinness out, and he's always watching TV, and he's just he's letting his facial hair grow out, and he's just like whatever. Right?
So now
he's starting to let himself go.
Everybody has to buy those Metroid games.
Yeah.
Like
human.
Everyone has to buy them, okay? Like, because I'm gonna buy them, of course. And maybe I'll buy two. Anyway, because Metroid Prime, you have to understand how serious this announcement was. Because the way Nintendo is with stuff, they release a bastardized, shitty, cheap version of a game, entry in a game series, and then if people don't buy it, they're like, oh, I guess nobody wants Pikmin. Like, hey, Pikmin, nobody's gonna buy that. And they're gonna be like, nobody wants Pikmin no more.
Hey, Pikmin never even showed up.
I know. I guess nobody wants Pikmin no more, they're gonna say. Or they're gonna release an awful Star Fox game, and then say, oh, I guess nobody wants Star Fox. Instead of going back and looking at what they did wrong, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway.
They did it twice so far with Metroid.
Yeah, so
And
they released Metroid Prime.
I doubt they're any the wiser.
They released Metroid Prime Federation Force, and that sold actually worse than Metroid Prime Pinball on the DS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It sold like a small indie game. No one cared. And they could have... It would have been so easy for Nintendo to just shelve Metroid right after that. That's it. Like, it would have been so easy, and everyone thought they did, right? It was probably over after Federation Force, right? But it wasn't. And it's coming back. And it's going to be really cool having that on the Switch.
Yeah.
Something like Metroid Prime. Like a huge game, right? Like that looks like that. And Samus Returns, a remake of the second Metroid games, come to the Game Boy.
Yeah. So
they were like a double whammy. They had everybody covered. And Metroid Samus Returns is coming out in September.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
So I'm buying that. Yeah. I hope it sells well. Yeah. So Nintendo is obviously the best. And then like Ubisoft maybe. And then Microsoft, I'll actually give them something here because they had Crackdown 3 that looked okay. Some other stuff. Sony and Microsoft were kind of the same this year, I found.
Crackdown 3 didn't look any good at all. It wasn't impressive or anything, but it's... I mean, the games are allegedly good. I never tried.
They're in desperate need of games. Any game is good at this point.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on the Xbox One that's exclusive. It's any good at all. It's really depressing for them anyway. So I think Microsoft and Sony were kind of tied. They felt really similar in different ways. And then EA. Like, EA was the worst, but it's the most fun, so I don't know. It makes me, like I said, it makes me nostalgic for the old days of E3, watching the EA conference. Especially that guy from YouTube, the YouTube like creators.
Oh yeah,
they tried so hard to look hip and happening, and
hell?
He just didn't know what he was doing. He just completely broke down.
How do you just bring, like, how are you comfortable with bringing some nerd from the internet onto the big stage and expect them to just execute everything properly?
They're trying so hard to look cool. It's so stupid.
But it really, I mean, this is typical stuff. This happens every year. But the Just Dance thing that they did, that was just that was as crazy as ever. It was aggressively offensive.
That was at Ubisoft.
Somehow, yeah.
They can't go a single year without having Just Dance.
Yeah.
They can't do it. Oh, man.
It was Ubisoft, but it reminds, like, EA's whole thing reminded me of it.
And Microsoft brought out the car on the stage.
Yeah.
They couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Brought out the car, and they just
The
said...
911.
They just said, this car is, like, much like the Xbox One X. This car is the top-of-the-line car. Like, they compared the Xbox One X to the car. It's the stupidest thing. It's just the most cringy thing. I just was holding my face. I was like, oh, God, why?
Uh-huh.
God, that's stupid. Didn't they bring out a car last year?
I don't know. I would have zoned that.
A lot of people bring out cars now. It's
I would have
so
zoned
stupid.
out if they did that.
Oh my God, it's bad.
I don't give a shit about digital cars.
Like a real car on stage again. Ugh. Next year, Microsoft's gonna have a giraffe.
Yeah.
Have elephants coming out.
To advertise Viva Pinata. Yeah. They're gonna bring some real animals on stage.
Hey guys, we're bringing back a classic Xbox title, Viva Pinata. So,
Oh, by the way, Rare is gone.
look at this slate of games coming up for 2019. Viva Pinata, Crackdown 3, Halo.
And they got some.
Look at it! Wow.
And they got some guy like from YouTube listing these things off. Like,
Man, they gotta get some exclusives going at some point. Alright, so now it's all over but the crying. So we're gonna
yeah.
do a little figuring out here and see which one of us people here is the unlucky person who has to do the bad thing. So
I don't want to do that thing.
we're gonna do the bad thing, buddy.
No, you were.
Why do I have to do the bad thing?
Because you're gonna lose.
Alright, this one belongs to you. And we're gonna tally up the results and see how you did on Fear Factor. Get prepared to eat this.
Yeah.
Tropes will defeat women once and for all. First one I picked, 840,000 points. You can't have this. This is
I know.
if it's somehow we deign that you didn't win, you would be at negative 840,000.
Yeah, I know.
You could never win, so you can't count this one.
But okay, here's
And
the
you
thing.
wrote it, so you're taking the responsibility.
This was going to be an extra.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't end up with 10 entries. It's probably because of this.
I
But
gave you 10 slips right, to take home,
yeah,
right? And you probably you forgot to put another one in.
But no, this is I clearly ripped this out of a piece of paper I had at home.
Okay, well.
This is mine.
Okay, well.
This is a joke. It's a gag. It's not supposed to interfere with
He's
things.
ripping it up. He's so mad at it.
It's not supposed to fuck you
It
over.
wasn't supposed to be like this.
It wasn't supposed to.
Nintendo will passionately promote a game that's already out.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that happened.
Well, let's see what was in the spotlight.
I really do. I don't. I looked into it, like, well, they're not gonna show off what is already out.
You never know.
You would have to watch through the
crazy.
thing yourself.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's Nintendo.
Yeah.
Rocket League. Oh, whoops. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's not out yet.
Rocket League isn't out yet either.
No, not for Switch anyway.
No.
I never played that. Everyone talks about it. I never even tried it.
They're not going to put it on the list, I'm telling you. If they did show off, like, they had Breath of the Wild DLC, that's all.
All
It
right.
doesn't really count.
You said yes, though.
Yeah.
So you're losing 6 points.
Wait, is that mine?
Yeah, that one's yours.
Okay. Okay, maybe.
Well, what is that? Not your writing? It looks just like your writing. Okay.
Wait, oh yeah.
Will Puyo Puyo make an appearance?
No.
Yes. You said yes.
No. Well, I know I said yes, but it didn't happen.
Minus 90 points. Holy shit. Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, there's some crazy ones after this where you could come back.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3 for 43 clams. You said no and you got it right, so
Okay, yeah.
that's plus 43. Good job.
Woohoo.
Will Nintendo shadow drop a Mario Odyssey downloadable demo? No. Plus 70. Good job.
Oh.
Damn it, I wish I did that. I remember before E3 started, looking at my Switch and thinking there'd be something to play once E3 started. Wow. I was thinking somebody's going to shadow drop a thing. I was so excited and it didn't happen. Actually, all there was Marvel Infinite. Final Fantasy VII Remake will have a polarizing combat gimmick. Yes. There's no way we can tell because it wasn't shown in any form. So, no.
Are these mixed up?
No, they're yours.
I don't remember getting that.
You did. Because that's your writing. You got that one. We can actually go back through the video.
Oh, yeah. Probably, yeah.
The ones in here are you, right?
Okay, yeah.
Mine are in a different thing, so we didn't get them mixed up.
Okay.
So you said yes, but it didn't show up. So that's minus 60.
Hmm.
This is clearly written as if it was going to show up, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt it will have a polarizing combat gimmick in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they screw something up. Will Final Fantasy VII Remake have a live stage demo of gameplay? I wish. You said yes. Oh, man, that would have been great. You're dreaming. That's good. You're keeping the dream alive. So that's good. That's minus 30 points.
I honestly thought that would
I thought it was going to happen too because it was E3.
I thought it would take... I thought they wouldn't take 9 years to make this one, but I guess they're going to do that.
Oh yeah, it's episodic.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you could be playing it in 10 years.
Yeah.
As opposed to 40.
Or they'll come out with episode 1 and 2 and then just drop it for a long, long time. Just like Half-Life. Hey guys, episodic gaming.
Valve came up with that and they thought, wow, this is going to solve all our problems.
Yeah.
We're going to get things out fast.
Uh-huh.
They just found that it compounded the feature creep. And now you can't get anything out because you're always developing it for more and more powerful hardware.
Yeah.
You can't get it done. I mean, at this rate, Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to come out on the PS5. And they're going to change the name to Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna
be like 7 and 16.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like,
then,
16 is a remake of 7.
Uh-huh.
Will a new Souls game or Bloodborne sequel be revealed? I wish it was. You said yes, but you were wrong.
Oh, I said yes. Why did I do that?
Oh, man, imagine if there was a Bloodborne 2. course not. Can't have that. Sonic Forces villain will be Eggman. For 30 MOBA coins.
Merciless.
Yeah, we got this new Edge character here.
It's me, Files.
That's Edgehog there.
Mm-hmm. Can't believe they keep doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Anyway,
Sonic Team's problem is.
it's not Eggman, so you're losing 30 points there.
Probably not it.
Clearly, he's the final boss. Like, they wouldn't have him like that, standing that way, unless he was the big bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. Alright. Switch will support GameCube controller adapters through a firmware update for 100 points.
That happened.
I know, but
it wasn't Nintendo, but it happened.
And it barely works. You can't use the C stick, and you can't. You're not getting 100 points for this.
Hold on.
But wait a minute. Besides, you're right. You said no, so.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, I hold.
So I was
take that
correct.
back.
Yeah.
You got 100 points.
However,
though. It's not. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it to you. Well, no, I'm giving you the 100 points because you're right. But
wait a minute.
yeah, there was somebody did update the Mayflash GameCube adapter for Wii U to work on Switch.
Yeah.
But it barely works right. Like, it's messed up.
I think they could get it working though.
That just suggests to me that Nintendo could do it. Like, there's a way to do it, right?
But like, it's really
besides, the specific writing of this question was Switch will support GameCube controllers adapters through a firmware update. That did not happen. So
yeah,
that's 100 points for you.
But my point is, it's strange and interesting that the Switch like allows for third-party controllers.
Yeah, it is.
That's something new.
It is.
That hasn't happened in a while.
Nintendo Switch is also not region locked.
Yeah.
There's a few interesting things about it. And besides, I just like the convenience, finally, of being able to sit down with the right one controller and play a Nintendo console. And just play it. And not have to, like, oh man, I gotta get the Wiimote for this, and I'll use the gamepad, and you'll use the Wiimote, and...
Yeah.
Finally. Don't gotta worry about that anymore.
But you can do it.
You can.
One of these days, somebody's gonna make a mod for, like, custom firmware on the Switch that lets it use a Wiimote. Somebody's gonna do that, but not me.
Man, I'm so glad that shit's over.
Mm-hmm.
You're at minus 33 points. Okay. I could be even worse.
Yeah, it's possible. There are a lot of minuses.
That's not a big deal. Because I could still have so many bad... maybe I won't get one right. Will Microsoft reveal the Xbox Scorpio's price?
Ah, they did.
I said yes, and I got 10 points. Easy, so it's only worth 10.
One, yeah.
Will Kamiya reveal himself?
No.
Yes. I said yes.
Oh.
Minus 40 points. I thought maybe he would show up and announce an exclusive for someone's console.
Well, that's why I say it was lame, I guess. The E3.
Yes. Will Metroid make an appearance of any sort? Yes.
Did you take a chance with
Yes. I said yes.
that one? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. I did it. Plus
That
50.
It was me magic at work, I guess.
Plus 50. I did it.
Uh-huh.
I just let myself dream and say yes, Metroid would show up. And I did it.
Really, you should get 100 points for
I
that.
should get millions of points for saying yes. Sony will remind us about how it's the games that are actually important for 12 points. I said yes. That's true. Go back and look at the conference. I remember keeping a mental note of it.
I'm not surprised.
Like, I was keeping it on in my mind, like when I was watching the Sony conference, and I think they actually said something exactly like that.
I didn't
Like,
watch.
it's the games that are important. I think they said it.
I didn't watch the whole thing, so.
So I said yes, because obviously they're gonna. 12 points. Yeah. Will Sony reveal new handheld hardware for 90 points? No. I said no. Plus 90. Oh my god.
Wonder who's gonna win.
Lords of the Fallen will get something new instead of Neo. I said no. For 100 points, really? You wrote that one.
Yeah. Well, we weren't originally going to subtract them.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
If you got that right, you'd get 100. Or if
We
you
had to
took
make-
a chance
yeah.
with that and got
We had to
100
make it
points.
more difficult.
Yeah.
It was too easy to, just, like, I don't know.
There was no punishment for guessing wrong.
Yeah. So you could just guess whatever, and you come out ahead every time. So he did hard mode engaged.
Yeah.
And he's made it so if you guess wrong, you lose the points. That turned out to be much better. This is a good way of doing it too. I like this.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can kind of do it without a third person as a referee, right? Because you really should have 3, but you only got 2. So you want to give me the points for that? I said no. Lords of the Fallen didn't get anything.
Well, you could be pedantic and say that Neo didn't show up either.
That's a weird question. This is why you need a referee. It's not fair for either of us to engage in this debate because we're both playing.
Right.
Right? It's supposed to have a third person. No,
Well, you're pretty far ahead already.
So what do you want to do? Well, you know what? Actually,
maybe just ditch that.
actually,
one. It's 100 points.
you lost one, right? Because you had a joke one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll negate this one.
Ah. Yeah. That's
So now it's fair, right?
okay.
There. So that one's not counted. Is Gearbox working on anything at all for 25 points? I said yes. I really... They're such a shitty company that they probably announced something and no one noticed.
To check in with the president
Oh,
of
yeah.
Gearbox Software.
Okay.
You have to really look
Yeah.
hard. See, there's
You have to really dig.
there's Randy Pitchford.
Uh,
So he's there. So you had to dig. They're working on something. I said yes for 25 points. The poor guy. The badass. That poor badass. Ugh.
oh well.
Will Retro Studios reveal its new game
Oh my
for 60
God.
points? They're not working on Metroid Prime 4. They didn't reveal anything.
Oh yeah.
I was right.
Oh my God.
I said no. I knew there was going to be a new Metroid, and I knew it was not going to be retro.
Unbelievable.
Holy shit. How is this possible? Yeah, they didn't reveal their new game. I dreamed that Metroid would be there, but I knew it wasn't going to be Retro Studios.
It's crazy.
Scorpio's default color for 52 points. I said white, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Clearly it was black, so that's minus 52 points.
Sort of a silvery
To
black.
bring you back down to reality.
Gotta step up your game there.
Will Resident Evil 2 remake appear in any form? It didn't. I said yes. I was trying to dream. I flew too close to the sun. Minus 20. Alright, this should be my last one. Scorpio will have a single high-profile exclusive. I said yes. Yeah, there is no Scorpio exclusive games. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what is that number? 89 minus 8, is that 81?
It's 81.
Okay, yeah. For 81 points, I said yes. I thought there was going to be some weird thing that only worked on Xbox One X. I was wrong, so I lost 81 points. Huh. So let's tally this up. Alright.
Okay.
So, in total, I am at 54 points. You are at minus 33 points.
Well, of course.
This is a little bit closer than I thought. I thought I was going to friggin' blast you in the stratosphere. But,
Well, based on how things were going.
yeah. You lose, buddy. It looks like I'm the party animal.
Let's get them!
You're,
That's right.
you're keeping all your stuff.
That's
You're
right.
keeping all your own possessions. That's
Because you're the
great.
challenger. You're challenging my title here.
Yeah.
I'm now the 2-time winner. And now I'm the party animal. Right here. Party animal time. I'm going to be enjoying this party animal key decoration all the time.
Yeah.
All day.
But I am going to get to play through a fantastic game, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
On video.
Yeah, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna have texture packs. It's gonna have nothing that messes with the gameplay, but I'm gonna emulate it, and I'm gonna try to make it interesting somehow.
You got to do it in one segment.
Yeah.
And you can't speed it up. So you can't do any speed hacks. You
Yeah.
got to actually play the game.
Oh yeah, of course.
So you can't friggin' set it
Fair
to
game,
7,000 frames.
Uh-huh.
Have fun. It's got to be here before August.
No, it doesn't.
I think I said that in the video.
Yeah, but putting it fairly, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Realistically.
I could do it.
Doesn't matter when it gets done. It just has to get done.
I hope so. I hope. Because if it's not, I may have to penalize you even further. And you may have to play it twice.
What? You can't just make up rules.
Yes, I can. I won. I'm the party animal.
Well, party animals don't get business done, alright?
That's part of being a party animal.
I'm a
is that
business animal.
You can make all the rules you want. You're the party animal. I'm the party animal. Now,
Well, I'm...
now next year or whatever we bet on next, and you challenge my party animal title to take the party animal thing.
Well, I'm
Let's
a
see what
real
happens.
animal,
Okay.
alright?
You're gonna
I
be
got
having-
jaws, and if you mess with me, I'll take a bite out of you, alright?
You're gonna be having fun partying with Ocarina of Time.
What a pile of shit.
Do you notice that every time a console comes out, YouTube channels spring up and they use that console's name, like in their name, and I guess that's what their channel is now. Like when the Switch came out, like there's a channel called Switch Force. Like what's gonna happen later?
They're gonna become New Switch U Force, whatever it's called.
Now the next Nintendo console after the Switch.
You're allowed to change your name like twice a year or something on YouTube.
Yeah, the next Nintendo console is gonna be the Steb,
Oh yeah, the Steb.
the Shrop,
The Flash.
the Drac.
The Drek. I can see that happening in the 90s.
It's DREKK.
Uh-huh.
Drek. Okay.
It'll be called the Spawn Cube, and it'll have nothing but Spawn games. It'll have like obscure video game character or comic characters in the 90s showing up non-stop.
The Spross.
Yeah. The PlayStation. They'd have to change the last letter to make sure it's not
It's ZBORDES. It's boards. It's for sports games. It's only sports games. Sports. This is boards.
yeah.
Play this boards.
That'd be. It's like Swedish Nintendo.
Yeah, but it's just the only games are FIFA and NBA hoops. On this
Or wait,
sports.
you could make something. Call it like the game pyramid, and but it's not a pyramid; it's a circle.
So it's a game cone.
No, it's not.
A pyramid with a circle on one end is a cone.
No, it's not. It's called the game pyramid.
Well, you were going like this, right?
No, but look, this is what it is. It's a game pyramid, but this isn't the shape of the console. It's just like it's a cylinder.
So whenever they talk about the game pyramid, they just keep going like this, and that's the marketing. But it's like a normal console.
Yeah, exactly.
The game pyramid.
Because we're at the top, and we only we pay our employees on the bottom level using trickle down economics, and that's why it's called the game pyramid.
Yeah, it's like Amway, the pyramid scheme,
Yeah.
or whatever that company was. I think it was Amway.
Well, there's a few of them.
I want to work for one. It's my goal.
Well, you can make $800 in just an afternoon by
Just call this number.
just by promoting.
And
the
right
company.
on the screen, there's going to be a fake number right here. Call that.
It's probably gonna have 555 somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably around here. This is where 555 is. Just call that number.
555 911 game.
1555 911 game.
If you're having if you're having an issue, just call 911 1911 9911.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Just call this number 911 19119.
I'd love to. If I owned a TV show, I'd do that. See how many stupid people end up doing it.
Call 911 a bunch of times. You probably get in trouble.
Like, they'll have whoever the hell it is that receives 911 calls, it'd be like they get a bunch of calls where it's just a bunch of beeps from people putting in extra numbers. Like, what's the problem, sir?
Just call 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
the first phone number. There's
The
got to be a
original.
first one, right?
The OG, yeah.
Who in this town's number, like the last 4 digits in their number is 001? Somebody's got to have it, right?
Yeah.